And we are back for chapters 4, 5, and 6 of Pinky and Rex and the Just Right Pet by James Howe, illustrated by Melissa Sweet. And we are going to find out what Pinky's secret is in chapter 4. Every night after that, the same thing happened. Patches would pounce on Pinky's foot. Pinky would wake up with a start. The two of them would play until they both got sleepy. And then Patches would curl up in the curve of Pinky's shoulder and neck, purring so loudly that Pinky would have to say, "Hey, Patches, how am I supposed to go back to sleep with your motor running right next to my ear?" But he always smiled when he had said it. At first, Amanda had to be the one to feed Patches, but she got bored quickly. "I'll feed her," Pinky said when he saw his father opening the bag of kitten food. So Amanda wanted a cat, but now she doesn't want the responsibilities that come with a cat. "Fine with me," said his father. He handed the bag to Pinky and nodded towards Patches, who was rubbing herself against Pinky's ankle. "Looks like you've got a friend." Pinky smiled. "I guess," he said. Then putting a hand to the side of his mouth, he whispered, "She's not as good as a puppy, but she's okay. Don't tell her I said that." Pinky's father nodded solemnly. "It will be our secret," he said. It wasn't the secret he was keeping from Patches that bothered Pinky, however. It was the secret he was keeping from Amanda. The next day, while Amanda was at a birthday party, Pinky and Rex decided to make a playhouse for Patches out of cardboard cartons and oatmeal container tubes. There were windows for Patches to look out of, tunnels to climb through, and old pieces of carpet for scratching. When they were all done, they took a big marker and wrote on one side, "Patches Play Place." Patches played in her palace for a long time. She loved it. Oh, it's Patches Play Palace. Ooh, Mrs. Engel did not pay attention to the letters and the placement in that word, so it's Patches Play Palace. Rex noticed how Patches would play for a while, then run to Pinky for some cuddling before going back to play again. "That's so cute," Rex said when Patches, finally worn out from playing, climbed up Pinky's shirt and nestled into her favorite spot to fall asleep. "She's so little that she can sleep on your shoulder. She really loves you." Pinky raised his hand and gently stroked the kitten's back. It took him a moment to tell Rex what was bothering him. "Amanda thinks that Patches is all hers," he told her. "But every night she comes into my room and sleeps in my bed. Amanda doesn't know. It's kind of a secret." "Maybe Patches just likes you more," Rex said. "Maybe," said Pinky, "but it isn't fair. Amanda wanted her more than I did. I don't care about a cat. I want a dog." But that night, Pinky realized he was no longer picturing a dog lying at the foot of his bed as he drifted to sleep. He was picturing Patches curled up next to his ear. He could almost hear her purring. Chapter 5 is called Gone. Amanda didn't seem to notice that Patches rubbed up against Pinky's legs whenever she was hungry. She didn't notice that it was Pinky who had taken charge of cleaning out the kitten's litter box. She never asked why Patches was no longer in her room in the morning or where she had gone. She just kept on picking Patches up, squeezing her until the kitten squealed and squirmed to get away, tried to make her do things that she didn't want to do, and told her over and over again, "You're my little kitty cat." Pinky stopped saying he was going to throw up every time she talked like that, but he didn't stop thinking it. But what he did say was, "You're too rough with her, Amanda. Be nice." And Amanda always said, "I am nice, Pinky. You're just jealous because she's my cat." "I'm not," Pinky would say. But he began to wonder, whose cat is she anyway? "Mom," Pinky said to his mother one day, "I think we should have 2 pets. Then Amanda and I could each have 1." mother didn't say no, and she didn't say yes. She nodded her head slowly and said, "We'll have to think about that one, Pinky." Later, Pinky found Rex out in her front yard throwing a ball up in the air and playing catch with herself. "When I'm a father," he told Rex, "I'm never going to tell my kid. I'll have to think about it. You know why?" "Why?" Rex asked. She had no idea what Pinky was talking about. "Because thinking about it means no." "Not always," said Rex. "My mom and dad thought about adopting a baby for a long time, and now we have Matthew." "That's different," Pinky said. Just then, Amanda came running out of the house across the street. "Pinky," she shouted, "Patches is gone." Uh-oh. So now Patches is missing. Chapter 6, A Pet for Pinky. Rex ran with Pinky to join in the hunt for the missing kitten. "We've looked everywhere already," Amanda cried. "I keep calling her, but there's no answer. Do you think she's gone, Pinky?" "Now, Amanda," her father said, "you've already asked us this. She's probably just hiding something." While Pinky's parents searched upstairs, Pinky and Rex and Amanda searched downstairs and outside. Pinky felt confident that he'd find her. After all, he had come to know that kitten pretty well. So now they're looking everywhere. "Patches, Patches, where are you?" he called. But there was no answer. Hours passed, and still there was no sign of Patches. "She's gone," Amanda wailed as she got ready for bed. "If she doesn't show up by the morning," her father said, "we'll make flyers and put them up all around town." Amanda's mother went to sit with Amanda while she tried to fall asleep. Pinky went to bed by himself, or so he thought. No sooner had he stretched his legs out under the covers than his foot touched something soft and warm and fuzzy. The something had moved. The something had a tongue, and the tongue licked and tickled the bottom of Pinky's foot. "Patches!" Pinky cried. He could feel the kitten climbing up his leg, over his belly and chest, until suddenly there she was, poking her head out from under the covers. Her eyes looked right into his. She yawned and then began to give his nose a bath. "Oh, Patches," Pinky said. Amanda and her mother appeared at the door. "We heard your shout," the mother said. "You found her," Amanda cried gleefully. "You found her." She jumped up on Pinky's bed and rubbed her face against Patches' fur. "She found me," said Pinky. "You can hear that purring from the next room," said the father, joining them. "So, where was she?" "In my bed," said Pinky, turning to the kitten. He said, "Yes, you were, and you had everybody worried, didn't you, you naughty little kitty Woody?" Amanda said, "I'm going to throw up." Everyone laughed. Pinky's mother sat down on the edge of the bed. "Pinky," she said, "Daddy and I have been talking. You've shown a lot of responsibility. You've shown a lot of responsibility taking care of Patches. We think you should have a pet of your own, maybe even a dog, someday, maybe soon. But I know you'd like a pet now, but we want to wait just a little longer. Getting used to one animal around the house is enough." "I wasn't going to say that," said Pinky. "I was going to say I wasn't sure I even want a dog anymore. I think I like cats more." Pinky's mother smiled. "Anyway, Pinky already has a pet," said Amanda. "I do?" Pinky asked. "Well, you are his father," said Amanda. "You don't expect me to do everything for her, do you? Oh, and since you found her, I guess maybe I'll let her stay in here with you tonight." With that said, she kissed Patches on the top of her head, took her mother by the hand, and bounced off to her own bedroom. Watching her go, Pinky's father shook his head. "Amanda is full of surprises," he said. But even she can see how good you are with that kitten, Pinky. Patches is lucky to have a dad like you." Pinky blushed. He didn't know what to say, but Patches did. She turned her motor up, purring loudly in Pinky's ear, letting him know that his father was right. What a great ending that Amanda was able to realize that Patches is not just her pet, it's a family pet, and that Pinky was able to express that yes, he does love Patches, and that even though he did want a dog, he has come to love Patches just as much. Alright, I hope you enjoyed Pinky and Rex and the Just Right Pet. I will talk to you later.